When we started 1 year ago organizing the conference, we had a very clear objective to really bring progress to a debate on the data protection challenges, in particular in respect of enforcement.
I'm very impressed with the fact that everyone is here.
It's really about taking seriously the GDPR. I think that's what it's, enforcement is, just making this happen for real, and this conversation is very much about how do we really take this seriously.
I'm happy that we've been able to restart the debate about the future of privacy, and I'm happy that Brussels still is the main agora for the discussion about data protection and privacy.
The most impressive thing in this conference is the optimism of the conference, the message that we can do things better.
The beauty of the laws do not guarantee the beauties of the outcome. And that is the thing we have to avoid, that we have beautiful laws and agencies, but no more privacy and no more data protection rights in practice.
The panel that I contributed to for the event was a panel on how the GDPR is a golden standard for data protection law around the world, and whether that status can be maintained.
We need to protect privacy, but we also need to show to the world that there is an effective, democratic way to govern the digital world.
There is seemingly a consensus. The consensus that procedurally we're having a lot of difficulties.
Why is the main expectation on individuals and then on the regulators to deal with these things? We are adding the pressure on the wrong side of the equation, in my view.
The default is it's GDPR compliant, and it's not a feature, but it's normal. I think that would be the aim for effective enforcement. And to get there, it kind of has to pay off to comply.
DPAs need to get more creative with their enforcement, because if they don't, they're going to be stuck in the quagmire of ecosystems, not knowing who to point at.
We are at the crunch time now. Either we will all collectively show that GDPR and its enforcement is effective and fit for purpose, or others will do it for us.
The unequal application of the law is in itself a rule of law issue.
A small number of really large companies are actually hiding behind a one-stop shop where it's not even sure in the first place there should be under that model.
We do not consider status quo as an option, and we are fully aware of the margins for progress and the obstacles that we still have to overcome, including to ensure optimal cooperation.
At certain moment, the pan-European data protection enforcement model is going to be the necessary step to ensure real and consistent high-level protection of fundamental rights to the data protection.
I fully subscribe to the fact that there have been evolutions and that perhaps the time is ripe now to start thinking about upgrading the model that has been put in place by complementing it with a European independent structure.
In the context of this discussion and in the digital world in particular, I think we need to have strong European solutions where we want to enforce effectively.
For the biggest platform, I think what we need is not coordination, but we need integration and centralization.
And then option 3, which would be the bigger option, would be to give broader enforcement powers to some sort of new EU DPA, which could, for example, focus on major enforcement actions.
I think the European Data Protection Supervisor, the EDPS, is crucial in the broader discussion on data protection.
There has been a tremendous effort by the EDPS over the last year to make this conference happen, which has been incredibly thought-provoking and inspiring.
I think the advice of the EDPS is extremely important, especially to us as legislators. They are the ones who really know how to interpret GDPR and to guide us in this world that is quickly changing.
The monitoring and enforcement of rules by independent authorities is so important for the fundamental rights of European citizens.
Having some input from regulators earlier on in the innovation process, it helps, right? It helps the people who want to do the right thing do the right thing.
One of the interesting ways that we've seen this happen is by building out, with regards to big tech in particular, online tech companies, is the integration of technologists into the enforcement, investigations, and the development of policy.
The debate on the enforcement of the GDPR is helpful, and it is the responsibility of all actors to work together to deliver the best results to citizens.
I think the most important thing is that we are having very open and frank discussions.
I have enjoyed the breadth of the discussion on enforcement, the courage of many people asking the right questions, and the willingness to really think ahead.
Europe can provide to the world a lot if we are combining values, fundamental rights to technology. And this can be done, but we have to be as speedy as the other regions in the world.
Digital transition will only be a success if we succeed in building trust. Trust that you as a citizen are empowered. Trust that you as a citizen, that you are the one controlling technology.
What we actually need to do is to design a framework in which the views of the data protection experts are systematically incorporated in antitrust cases.
We've heard a lot about the OSS this morning, and it reminded me of the Olympic motto, you know, faster, higher, stronger, together.
I do hope that we will be able to continue on this broader engagement with the EDPS, with the EDPB and beyond in the years to come.
We will observe what the collective willingness will point to. We will take stock of this outcome and continue facilitating